Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history.
I did not believe this story was true when I first heard it.
He ended up dying from slipping on an orange peel.
Graham received a ball to his groin, which proved fatal. Dueling has been a way that humans have settled beef for a long time. And recently I came across on Wikipedia a list of duels, and some of it is over the most ridiculous beef ever.
I do wonder, what kind of beef, how bad is your beef that it has to be settled over death?
Yeah.
On August 12th, 1817, Thomas Hart Benton and Charles Lucas were on opposite sides of a court battle. And
they were attorneys.
They were both attorneys.
So, okay. So Lucas
this is
challenged...
already getting good.
Okay, so Benton accused Lucas of being a puppy, and Lucas was shot in the throat.
Yeah, they staged this duel on an island called Bloody Island. They were like, "Oh, you're a puppy," and he was like, "Oh yeah, you want to take that up on Bloody Island?" And they went there.
They
and
took
shot
it
each
up,
other.
all
They
right.
both survived.
There was this one duel in Canada. I'm going to try to find it here. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, it was in 1873. Yeah, it was Mr. Dooley and Mr. Healy. They had fallen in love with the same woman, and they had, fought about it a lot. So then they decided to duel.
Dude, she's not worth it, bro.
She's not worth it! So they counted the standard 10 yards, turned and fired. Dooley hit the ground immediately, and Healy, believing he had killed Dooley, was seized with horror, but Dooley had merely fainted. And they had both loaded each other's pistols with blanks also, but they didn't know it, so...
Okay,
this is just classic Canada. They just didn't
really
want to kill each other at all. This isn't even a real duel.
No,
there was no
it doesn't even
chance
deserve to be here.
Why did they even do this?
They still had intention to kill each other, so it was still reckless.
No, they didn't. They loaded each other's guns with blanks.
In 1789, the Duke of York, Prince Frederick, and Lieutenant Colonel Charles Lennox, they decided to duel. The prince accused Lennox of making certain expressions unworthy of a gentleman.
Did he, accuse him of having no riz? What does that mean? That's kind of what it sounds like.
No, he was like, "Oh, you're not a gentleman," and he was like, "Why?"
No.
Because you had these certain actions, and he was like, "I made no such actions."
Oh!
And they met with pistols on Wimbledon Common, which I believe is where the tennis tournament is held. Don't quote me on this. So they dueled at Wimbledon, and Lennox fired a shot that he said grazed His Royal Highness curl. The powdered wigs of the time, and the prince refused to fire, saying that he had not been called out to give satisfaction to Lennox, and the satisfaction had been given and the matter was closed. I guess because his curl was shot.
Immediately following that is this really weirdly written one that makes me think it might not even be real.
It's fully real.
Graham received a ball to his groin.
wait. Where is that? Oh, wait, I see it. 1791. Mr. John Graham.
Leader of the temple.
Okay, Mr. John Graham, pleader of the temple, called out Richard Julius, attorney of Lincoln's Inn, over hypocrisy in affairs of gallantry. They met on the 12th of July on Blackheath, where Graham received a ball to his groin, which proved fatal.
The papers of the day were outraged.
outraged.
And then there's the link to their website. It's just some guy's website.
This did not happen.
I've clicked on it and it's just like a big newspaper article.
Dude, he
No,
received
no.
a ball to his groin.
To his
Technically, the groin isn't just genitalia.
Yeah,
So
no, it is
just
the
below
whole
the
area.
stomach, it was not like.
No, but I like to think he
Shot in the ball.
got
I
shot
like
in
to
the
picture this was like a dodgeball tournament, and they just hit him with a nut shot, and he died. Like, I love how he's the pleader of the temple. Like, what temple?
What does that mean? This is the
Which
most
temple?
English beef.
Like,
ever read. So, right after this, in 1792, there was a duel between Lady Elmiria Braddock and Miss Elphinstone. They didn't fight with guns. They weren't so barbaric. They fought with blades. They felt insulted, I guess, because their conversation turned to the subject of Lady Elmiria's true age. And so I lied. They did exchange pistol shots, but they didn't hit each other. And then they continued on with swords until Miss Elphinstone received a wound to her arm and agreed to write an apology.
Yeah, you don't bring up a woman's age. Like, that's just not
that's a
something
bad
you
idea.
do.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah,
those are
apparently not.
starters.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I guess
do
they were
that.
just two women beefing over it. Okay, hold up. In Spain in 1611, on Holy Thursday, Francisco de Quevedo killed a man with a sword because the man hit a woman in church. And he did not like that, and so he killed a man with his sword.
That doesn't even sound like a duel. It sounds like
It sounds like he was just
stabbed
like, nope. And
That
just
sounds like straight up
yeah.
chopped
murder.
his hand
Like,
off.
No, that's not murder. I feel like he kind of had. You don't hit women in a
oh
church.
no, I'm not
Like,
making an excuse for his actions.
on
I'm just
Holy
saying, I
don't
don't think
hit
it's a
women in
duel.
general, but especially not on Holy Thursday. Here in 1163.
Did you
at
say
Easter.
1163?
1163.
Oh.
Okay, in the Middle Ages, during an Easter celebration at the King's Court. Basically, the Baron of Rayleigh, his name was Henry of Essex, okay, was accused of treason by the nobleman Robert de Montfort, okay, and so they went and fought on a duel, and Henry of Essex lost and was carried off by a bunch of monks, and they all dragged him into the monastery and forced him to give up all of his possessions and become a monk.
What? Oh, so he lived.
He lived, yeah. The conditions were that he lived, but they forced him to become a monk.
Become a monk. Dude.
I love that, like, he doesn't willingly do it. He gets dragged off by a bunch
the
of monks. They all just
Can you imagine the monks just sitting there waiting in the bushes like, yes. Okay, go get him.
Get him. They all just,
We got another one, boys. Another one for the
like
church.
to think they just started like chanting and just slowly walked up and he's like, no, please, no. And they just all like grab him and carry him.
Dragged into the church. That's worse than getting shot in the groin.
Someone at some point in time suggested that George W. Bush challenge Saddam Hussein to a duel.
That would be amazing.
That would have been incredible.
What, they declined the offer?
No,
No, it wasn't just somebody. It was the vice president of Iraq. And then George W. Bush declined the offer. Oh,
He had better things
man.
to do.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The White House press secretary declined the offer.
Ugh. Oh, they didn't even let the man choose?
No, apparently not.
Well, that's just not even fair. Can I make a War Thunder reference here?
I think you can. You guys ever played War Thunder?
You guys ever played the game War Thunder? You might think you're a cracked at aviation, but let me tell you,
Let me burst your
are-
bubble here.
Yeah,
'cause
you are
There's a
nothing.
certain fella that you're not aware of.
Nah, for real. This man, his story was just released. He kept this a secret since 1952. It's now 2023, in case you guys forgot. So that's like
100
70
years almost.
Man, that's
Yeah.
like... No, so for 70 years, this man, Elmer Royce Williams, has been keeping this incredible secret. He's still alive. And basically, in the Korean War, he shot down 4 Migs at one time. A Mig is like a very powerful fighter jet. At the time, they were some of the best fighter jets they had. And he shot down 4 of them in a plane that was very much not as good as a Mig.
I have to give you the details of what happened here. So he's flying with a couple of fellow soldiers. They're flying over the ocean. His friends, they all detect like, oh shoot, there were 7 Soviet MiG-15s overhead. So the other 3 pilots go and return back to their carrier. They just leave him. And he just, I don't know, throws on Freebird and starts fighting all 7 of them at once.
Dude,
the sheer wildin' of this man. I don't even know how else to put it.
I don't know how he did
jets
it.
at once.
I did not believe this story was true when I first heard it.
This this is a story that might have even made Jack Churchill jealous.
Yeah, Jack Churchill definitely would have been proud here.
I can't imagine being one of the Soviet fighter pilots. You and 6 other soldiers close in on this one plane, and that's an easy dub.
Yeah,
easy dub.
They're like, yeah, okay, we got this in the bag, fellas. And then,
suddenly
don't.
He just starts going sicko mode. I can't imagine what the battle must have looked like. It lasted 35 minutes, though. Can you imagine fighting for your life in a plane above the ocean for 35 minutes?
Dude.
He was flying a Panther jet, which I don't really know what exactly they carry, but I do know that they are definitely not like the masters of the sky. I don't know a lot about jets, but the Panther is not something that I could picture taking on 7 MiGs with.
Yeah, I mean, a 1v7 is already kind of sketchy no matter what you're flying.
Dude.
Like, if he had a MiG-15, as the Russians did, I still think it would have been, you know.
Still, 1 MiG versus 7. Like, it's still, regardless.
It really does feel like the one guy in the lobby with, like, a Chinese name. And he's the last one on the team. And he's absolutely just cracked. Oh, no, he's the only one left. It's like the last kid left in Dodgeball, just carrying the whole team, you know?
No, that's who this guy is. This guy is completely insane.
To give some more detail and insight into the fight, the other 3 pilots that were with him when they were flying returned to the carrier. Williams was ordered to turn back, but basically said over the radio, dude, I'm already fighting for my life. I'm not getting out of this. I've just got to go. It's not like he turned around and disobeyed orders and just like charged and decided to fight all 7 at once. Yeah. He was kind of caught in that spot, but the fact that he managed to pull this off is nuts. But it seems like he kept a really level head, because not only was he able to take down 4 jets, but he returned to the carrier, like shot full of holes, and was fine. He was uninjured.
What was the number of holes that he came back with?
It was 263 holes counted.
That's a lot. The jet looked like a piece of cheese by the time it was done.
Okay, this is a little detail. The jet, he didn't have the ability to steer on his way back.
What?
That was destroyed. So he couldn't steer. So he had to just line up with the aircraft carrier, and thankfully he was already going like roughly in that direction, and he just called him and he's like, guys, yeah, you might want to reposition that. And so they
Did they
repositioned
steer the boat.
Yeah, they steered the boat to align with him. And he just landed in and crashed into the deck, going at apparently 193 miles per hour.
Oh,
crashed into the deck, got out, and apparently the plane was so damaged that they didn't even bother keeping any of it, and they just hauled it off the side of the ship and sunk it in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. They didn't even keep it around.
Just imagine this, though, like, you're the guy on the aircraft carrier, and you know that you have one shot at this, and you have to line it up exact, or else it's just going to go completely either in the water or just shoot over. Like, the anxiety there had to have been huge.
Yeah, no, like, that's... it's like a NASA operation.
I was more thinking that scene in Polar Express when he's like when they're on the icy lake and he's like left, right, left, and like they have to line up the train.
I forgot about that. And they're like drifting the train.
I don't understand. The weirdest thing about this to me is that this man has kept it a secret for basically his entire life.
And that was because it was like a military secret, right? Is that why he kept it a secret, or was he just being humble?
This was during the Cold War, and basically, if they had released this to the news, it obviously would have gone everywhere instantly. You know, a man shoots down 4 MiGs, that's crazy. That could have started an actual war between us and the Soviet Union. So this guy lived for 70 years with this secret that he had shot down 4 MiGs in battle and just didn't tell. Like, that's such a big flex. How do you not tell that? I feel like that takes a lot of dedication that I respect greatly because I'm not certain that I could do that.
I'd be like, imagine the clout I could get.
The clout.
Imagine the clout.
You just, the clout is just too great, guys. I need.
But a lot of respect to him for not just like talking about this all the time and actually like respecting what the military.
He did not do it for the clout.
Yeah. He could have made an Instagram reel, but he held back.
Imagine he literally waited 70 years to release it as an Instagram reel. It goes viral because somebody else screen records it and crops out his face and just leaves like his forehead in the text. Just puts some like no copyright TikTok sound effects over it, and that's like
do 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 do.
They just put some War Thunder gameplay over it and like a simulate. I shot down 7 Migs in 4 Migs in 19...
I shot down 7 Migs during the Korean War.
I wish there was footage of this. I want to see how this went down so bad.
Yeah, something about it doesn't feel real. Like, it happened. It's certified. The president thanked him. Or was it the president? Yeah.
Yeah, the president
of
gave
the
him
United
a
States of
Silver
America takes pleasure in presenting the Silver Star to Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams. Yeah, we should go over some of this guy's medals because the information has just come out. It's just been made public like this month, January of 2023.
Can we talk about how many medals he got?
Navy Unit Commendation, Navy Victorious Unit, American Campaign Medal, World War II Victory Medal, Navy Occupation Service Medal, China Service Medal. There's a lot of these. Holy crap.
There's a lot of medals.
How did he win the China Service Medal? What happened there?
What is the China Service Medal, and why is the banner for it just Minecraft hay?
I think it's actually the junk from Pirates of the Caribbean 3, but I could be wrong.
I swear, dude.
Is that a Pirates of the Caribbean 3 reference?
Yes.
Guys, it's just a boat, Jackson.
I'm pretty sure it's the junk from Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Jackson, your references are constantly they're on point.
Oh, what? It's obsolete? You can't get it anymore?
Oh. You can't get the China
Yeah, you can't get it
medal
anymore because it was only available between 1937 and 1957.
Oh, man. Darn.
So there was a limited time window. This is a limited edition one.
Okay.
He got that along with like 20 others.
Limited edition.
He got the limited
China
edition
Service Medal.
So although we're just like making a lot of jokes here, I do want to make it clear that like what this guy did is absolutely amazing, and like he deserves all of these medals. Like he really did do a lot for his country, and
it's wild.
I don't think you're going to find another person that's going to do this again anytime soon. I don't know that this has really happened again. And honestly, I have to say, of all the things, like you see people collecting like Funko Pops and stuff like that. If you have a whole collection of military badges, that is probably the coolest collection of anything you can have.
Especially if the China Service Award
is
in there.
Once you have the China
limited edition.
I love how we're just focusing on the China one and we're just ignoring the Korean and the Vietnam one. We're just ignoring.
What about the Republic of Korea Presidential Unit Citation? That one's
like. Wait, did he fight in World War II and Vietnam?
I think so.
He was in service from 1943 to 1980. So any war in there, I think he fought pick a war, he was probably there.
Wikipedia says he fought in the Korean War and the Vietnam War. It does not specify World War II.
No, he got a World War II victory medal here.
Oh, so maybe
he was in the Korean War and the Vietnam War, but to serve from 1943 to 1980. Man,
that's a long time.
He may have been in the Navy, but just wasn't deployed during the war. But that's still like he was still like he would have deployed if they had asked him to. Maybe.
Okay, think about this though. He retired when John Lennon died. He retired before Transformers came out, and he has held this as a secret since then.
This man's dogfight is older than Transformers. Let that sink in.
Really think about this, guys.
This is older than Optimus Prime.
This guy, he's still alive.
That's the thing. He could play War Thunder. Like,
did he play War Thunder?
I wonder.
He would be one of those like War Thunder sweats who's actually cool.
Yeah, he wouldn't be like some no life War Thunder sweat. He'd be like actually like cracked at the game, and then also like just correct it real life too. So like, hey,
Again,
no disrespect to War Thunder sweats. Actually, I'd be careful with that.
No,
I
fair
don't
enough.
know.
if you're gonna sweat at any game, War Thunder's definitely one
War
to do it.
Thunder's
Don't be like
better.
a
War
sweat at like
Thunder's the one.
Apex, like
Apex Legends. Yeah, we don't like Apex Legends.
We don't like
sweats
Apex
here.
get off our
Yeah, we don't
podcast.
like you.
Hey, get out of here, you reptilian. Scout, sick 'em.
Scout hates Apex Legends, man.
He despises it.
Dude, he can't.
Does Scout
stand
play
it.
Doom?
Yeah, Scout plays Doom a lot, constantly.
That adds up. So have you ever seen Niagara Falls?
Big water goes down.
Yeah, if you pretty much just imagine like a big waterfall, that's Niagara Falls. And that water, it goes a long ways down, about 51 meters, or for us Americans, 167 feet.
167 feet. Okay, to put this into perspective for the American listeners, is almost 5 fully grown Tyrannosaurus Rexes stood from head to tail. Okay, that is
Amen.
wild.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's how big they are.
And have you ever looked at a waterfall that was 5 Tyrannosaurus Rexes high and gone, you know what, I betcha I could go over that in a barrel?
It's like that scene in The Hobbit
Oh, which one?
when they in the barrel going down the falls.
Oh, yeah, when, yeah, when they're... Okay, I was like...
no,
there
it's
are
when
just
he's
so
talking
many,
to
like-
Smog.
Bobby Leach was born in Lancaster, England in 1858. He was the second person ever to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel, and we'll talk about the first in a moment. But he did it on July 25th, 1911, and spent 6 months in the hospital recovering.
Bobby Leach, I think, is the very definition of letting the intrusive thoughts win. He just
He
looked
really
at that.
is.
He's like, do we want to go down that? Yeah.
He broke both of his kneecaps and fractured his jaw, but he lived.
he ended up dying from slipping on an orange peel years
Wait,
and
what?
years later.
That's dumb.
He was in New Zealand and he slipped and injured his leg on an orange peel. And later on, he died of an infection from when he had slipped. And
Wow.
this was only in 1926. This was not that long after he went over the falls.
He was a performer at the circus and the Barnum and Bailey circus, and so he had done a bunch of stunts and stuff before. And then he died because he slipped on an orange peel. Like, they literally hit him with the, like, funny haha slip, hee hee hoo hoo, but then he died.
Yeah, they hit him with like a Looney Tunes gag.
In 1920, just 6 years before he died, only 9 years after he went over the falls in a barrel, he attempted to go back to Niagara Falls and swim in the whirlpool nearby, which I've actually been to a couple times. He avoided these attempts because he had some trouble and people had to go in and rescue him.
Yeah, he
No.
stopped doing it. Well, Annie Edison Taylor, who went over the falls 10 years before Bobby Leach did, I've skimmed her Wikipedia, but it looks like she was trying to like collect insurance money.
Yeah, she was an underpaid teacher, and she decided that her best idea was to do a publicity stunt to go over the falls in a barrel. 2 people had been over the falls once before on record, but both of them died.
Taylor had fallen upon hard times by 1900, having been burned out of her home and having lost money invested with a clergyman. I don't know what that means.
What?
She claimed to be 42 years old, and she was like, I could make money more easily if I was younger. And then, yeah, it just, the Wikipedia kind of just skips to her suddenly deciding that she needed to be the first person to go over Niagara Falls on a barrel. And so she did.
She was 63.
That is crazy.
Rescuers reached her barrel shortly after the plunge. She was discovered to be alive and relatively uninjured except for a small gash on her head. However, Taylor told the press, "If it was with my dying breath, I would caution anyone against attempting the feat. I would sooner walk up to the mouth of a cannon knowing it was going to blow me to pieces rather than make another trip over the fall."
Oh.
So she did not like it.
Yeah, so she ended up dying without much money at all.
Yeah, this did not give her any money. She didn't get anything from this. She briefly earned some money just talking about the experience, but was never able to like put anything away. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. When she died, she claimed to be 57, but she was
What?
82.
What?
Okay, maybe she hit her head a little hard. She was not even
I think she
57 when
did.
she went over the falls.
Okay, wait, no,
She
she
just-
claimed to be 42 years old when she was penniless and hadn't gone over the falls yet. So she had a habit of lying about her age. But can we just take a look at frickin' Kirk Jones? I guess he went over on accident. He was drunk
Yes,
with
and
him and his friends, and he
survived.
fell in and lived.
Yes, but then he had to do it again. He became like obsessed with doing it again, and people warned him not to.
What?
And unfortunately, that time did not go too well for him.
No, what? He did it.
Why
but
would
this
you
was
do it
like
again?
15 years later. Okay, yeah, in October of 2003, he gets drunk, he falls over the falls and lives and is fine. And then in 2017, he goes over again within an inflatable ball, and then he died.
Yep. So
Did
they
this
said,
become like an obsession
yeah,
for
no,
him?
it became like an obsession, and all his friends and like family were like, "No, please don't." And he was like obsessed with doing it for years, and eventually did it.
What people will do for
Why?
clout, I tell you.
So just for the people listening in, we do not agree with going over waterfalls for like fun or for attention, even if it's raising awareness or something like that. Like
There
find
Oh, yeah,
better
don't do that.
things to
better,
do. Yeah,
safer things to do. Like
we do not authorize this sort of behavior.
if you don't think your life has value, see a therapist, talk to a friend,
Read the
do something like
Bible.
that.
Yes.
Don't go
Do
over the
not go.
falls in a barrel or anything for that matter.
I mean, I would love to talk about something silly that you do on this podcast, but I would not like to talk about your untimely death as you went over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
You can't get clout if you're dead. Remember that, kids.
Yeah, clout doesn't
That's
work
right.
if you're dead.
Hey again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. If you had fun, please share this episode with one of your non-reptilian friends, and we'll see you next time. Until then, I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm going to go post that one on twitter.com.